What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, coming back to Blind Guardian, yes indeed, Blind Guardian fans feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbity-boobity bop, do me a favor before you do all that stuff. Please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Jonas R. And Jonas R. wanted to see me react to this song by Blind Guardian called Majesty. Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard this song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, yeah, I recognize this song, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Let's see, this was posted by Vakken TV. Okay, had some problems with them in the past. And the video has 269,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. A link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Blind Guardian, 3 songs live at Wacken Worldwide 2020. Yeah, this is 3 songs. This is part of their set. I am supposed to start at 11:31, which is right where we're at, and I'm supposed to end at 19:35. So it's an 8-minute long song. Cool. I guess that's pretty much it. You guys already know how I feel about long songs, so yeah, it is what it is. As long as I'm entertained, I'm having a good time. The song's well written, well constructed, well executed. It has nothing to worry about. But at the same token, if I'm bored, if I'm not enjoying myself, if it's just dragging on, and the song's not well written, not well constructed, not well organized, not well executed, then I'm going to absolutely tear it to shreds. And I've done it before, and I have no problem doing it again. Let's see how this one goes. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Guys, the song we are playing next does not need a lot of words. It has that beautiful Bach-like organ intro, and that says everything. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the one and only Majesty. Now the time has come for to leave this land. Take my trust with pride, sacrifice.
this is going to be rough. And I have my reason. There's one very specific reason why I'm saying this is going to be rough. I don't know if y'all can see what I'm seeing. I don't know if y'all can, look beyond the veil and see what's really happening with this quote-unquote live performance. I want to be very clear. The musicians are playing live, okay? They absolutely are. But everything you see besides the band is an illusion. It's all fake. It's all digitally created. I am not even kidding. Even the stage is digitally created. They're basically playing in a green room, a completely green room, or maybe blue room. Actually, now that I'm looking at the guitar here, actually, I think that might be playing in a blue room. Oh, maybe not. Those guitar picks are blue. Maybe it's not a blue room. Maybe it is a green room. I mean, there is green on the fretboard. The reason I'm saying that is this. Let me back up a little bit. Okay, obviously this is all computer generated. Obviously. Okay. So, no surprise there. I'm going to love it in the comments. People are going to go, no, that's real. That's real. Really? You got to be kidding me. That's all computer generated. Even the stage is computer generated. Okay. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Computer generated. Computer generated. Lights are computer generated. Side fills are computer generated. Fronts are computer generated. Logo is computer generated. Everything on this stage is computer generated. The only thing I think that may not, besides the band, the only other thing that might not be computer generated is their actual backdrop. That might not be. That might be actual cloth. I'm not 100% sure. But like the flames we saw at the beginning, these flame pots here, computer generated. They're not real. I'll go back here. We were at 1330. Don't let me forget that. Those flames, computer generated. You can tell because look at the transparency. You can see their legs clear as day. Can't see their legs clear as day through real flame, guys. Lights would not cut through flame that cleanly and that precisely through real flame. This whole thing, these side lights over here, computer generated. Everything about this is computer generated, except, like I said, the guys in the band, the flooring. And I'm not 100% sure about this backdrop. But the logo, the Blind Guardian logo, that's computer generated. This whole thing, like I said, other than the band, the floor with the tape markings on it, that's real. And the backdrop. That's it. Everything else is fake. I don't know how I feel about this. I really don't. My guess is, okay, well, this is in 2020, so this is during lockdown. So this is what bands had to do. They had to, rent a hall, rent a studio, rent a, a rehearsal space, something like, probably like SIR, something like that, and load in all their equipment and everything like that, and set up these humongous green screens and everything like that, and film themselves against the green, and then they could, superimpose and, digitally wipe the green, chroma key the hell out of it, and then, they could put in their own digital, you know what I mean? So, it's fine, for the sake of under the circumstances, lockdown, what else can you do? I mean, you could cancel the event outright, but this is a close second, I guess. But I thought it was funny that, these guys felt compelled to go this far. Part of me admires it. Part of me admires the fact that they're willing to put this much production into something when they could have just as easily, rented a hall, and find a hall that's actually open and willing to rent. I know SIR completely shut down. I know they were not open for business in 2020. But I'm sure there were places that they could have found hangars, rent an airplane hangar for a few days. Why not? Go in, set up, film, and then spend Lord knows how much time on post-production. I'm guessing weeks making this up. So part of me admires the dedication, but I really wish they had made it look a little more real. It's very obviously fake. But in any case, we were about here, I think. Let's get back into this. Those fake flames are killing me. Just by Blind Guardian's those standards, this song is very simple. It's very simple. I've heard far more complex songs come out of Blind Guardian than this. Far more impressive songs that I've heard come out of Blind Guardian than this. Having said that, though, it does sound good. It's pleasing to the ear. It's flowing well. It grooves well. It sounds good across the board. It does. Nothing is blowing my mind. Not a single thing in this song has blown my mind so far. My mind's been blown by other things that Blind Guardian has done. Not here, though. That's all right. Like I said, it still sounds good. It's very pleasing to the ear. It's an easy listen. So, I'm not mad at it. I'm just, if you're expecting this to get a 9 or an 8, I mean 8 maybe. And if it's in the 8s, it's going to be in the low 8s though, like 8.0, 8.1. It'll be in that range if it gets an 8. I'm not even sure if it's going to get an 8 or not. Let's get back into this. Let's see how we can wrap this up here. See it being the hook, but it's not hooking. And the fake crowd noise. Oh, that's just epic. Good Lord. Oh, it's fantastic. I love the fake crowd doing the wave in just perfect pulse out. Boom, just arc was flawless arc every single time. I'm like, number one, why do you have the crowd doing the wave? Number one. Number two, if you're going to try to make it look organic, make it look a little sloppy. You know, but when it comes out at a perfectly round arc, I'm just like, no. Pulsating outward from a perfectly circular circle pit, too. That was the best. I was just like, okay, I'm done now. I'm done with the audience at this point. This is a weird one, man. This is a weird one. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Blind Guardian with Majesty. This was a request from Jonas R. Okay. This is such a weird one. I want to be able to give the highest score I possibly can. Okay, I always try my best to give the score the highest score that a song slash performance can possibly earn and deserve. But at the same time, you know, I'm also going to look at everything objectively, and I'm going to give it, like I said, I want to give it the highest score possible, but at the same time, I also have to give it the score that I feel it deserves. So, this was so weird, man. And I get it. I understand. Lockdown, COVID lockdown, 2020, 2021, part of 2022. It was a real thing. It was a very real thing. I remember when lockdown happened and everybody was talking about, you know, I wonder what's going to happen. I wonder what's going to become unlocked first. And I remember having a discussion with a number of musicians about this. And everybody's like, oh, I can't wait for live play. I can't wait to play on stage again. And I remember looking at everybody going, guys, we will be lucky if we get to play live on stage within 3 years. We'll be lucky. We're going to be the last ones. Live music will be the last thing to become unlocked. And I was right. I was 100% right. You know, political events, they were the first thing. They were the very first thing to become unlocked. After that became sporting events. That was the next thing to become unlocked. Conventions. I mean, I knew live music was going to be at the very bottom of the barrel, and we were. We really didn't see any live concerts until, like, actual live in-person concerts until well over 2 years later, and that was a bit of a bummer because it impacted a lot of us touring musicians because we are not able to tour. How are we going to make our money? You know, we really can't. I remember I was in that position, and it wasn't because of the money. It's just because I was bored. I was sitting at home, literally doing nothing. I wasn't even staring at the phone, waiting for someone to call because I knew nobody was going to be calling. Nobody was going to be calling anybody. So I had to do something to keep my time busy, or otherwise I was going to get myself into some kind of trouble. That's the number one. Well, that's one of the number one reasons why I started this channel. It was out of boredom, because I didn't want to sit around and do absolutely nothing with my time until live play came back. So I get it. I understand the reasoning why this was done. Wacken wanted to keep going, and the only way they could do it was to do things like this. Take pre-recorded performances and air them as a festival. I get it. I understand. They asked these bands to come out and do 3 songs, 4 songs, 5 songs, whatever, how many songs they want to do for the set, and, you know, go into some sort of rehearsal space or garage or rehearsal hall or an airplane hangar, whatever they could possibly get their hands on. Because remember, everything was closed down. Everything had been shuttered. So, like, SIR, I know for a fact was closed because we when lockdown happened, we had already booked a room and we were going to be doing a live video performance. And 3 days before we were supposed to do our performance, SIR called us and said, sorry guys, we're shutting down. And they closed their doors for well over, gosh, how long was it? It was almost 2 years until they opened their doors again. It was not a good time. It was not a good time had by all. But I understand Wacken wanted to keep going, and this was their solution. I'm sure a number of bands participated in this type of an event. I'm sure they did, but how many of them went to the extent with all of the post-production, with all of the digital work, all of the computer graphics like Blind Guardian did? I very seriously doubt it. I'm sure most bands probably just showed up and, you know, put up their backdrop and recorded themselves playing live for, you know, half an hour or whatever it was. Blind Guardian, on the other hand, boy, they took it to the next level, didn't they? Oh, those computer graphics were awful. Oh, man, they were so cheese. But at the same time, you have to kind of give them props for that. You know, like I said, how many other bands would be willing to go to that extent and go to that level to at least make it, even half-heartedly, you know, make it look like an actual live performance with the utilization of, computer generated graphics. I thought it was cute. I thought it was interesting. I even thought it was slightly entertaining. It made me laugh. Okay. I mean, I know it's for comedic value, but you know what? Still entertainment. So you got to give it to them. And then there's the song, and that's what I'm really basing my score on, is the song itself more than anything else. If I'm being honest, listen, I understand they were playing live, yes. But were they playing in front of a live crowd? No, they were not. So the live show, and this is a rarity, I don't think I've ever done this before, for this particular reason. I'm not going to take the live show into account. I don't think it's fair. They were not playing in front of a live crowd. They were pretending to be playing in front of a live crowd. And I really can't ding them or, give them praise for that. I can't. There wasn't enough to ding or praise. So the live show, unfortunately, is going to be a non-factor in this case. So the score I'm about to give is completely for the song alone. Okay. So please keep that in mind. With all of that being said, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that a 7.8. Yep, 7.8. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, a 7.8. What does that mean? Well, a 7.8 would translate to a really good skill rating because overall, I think this was a really good song. It would also get 4 to 5 stars and a B+ letter grade. Yeah, a B+. B as in boy. So there you go, 7.8. Really good skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B+ letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? So glad you asked. By Blind Guardian's own standards, this song was one of the simplest songs I think I've ever heard from them. It was very easy to follow. I pretty much figured out the chordal progression within the first 3 minutes or so. I had it already nailed out. It was very easy to follow. It made sense. It was, I hate to use the word predictable, but it was. I mean, but here's the thing, and everybody puts such a negative context on the word predictable, and it really isn't. I guess it's a matter of opinion. But for me, when I say a song is predictable, that means it's easy to listen to. It's easy to follow. It's easy to identify. And it gives a false sense. And it is 100% a false sense. But it is still a sense of accomplishment when you can go, I knew they were going to do that. I knew they were going to go there. I knew that we were coming up to the chorus. It gives you a false sense of accomplishment. Yes, it is absolutely 100% false, okay? But it is still a sense of accomplishment. So I get it. I absolutely get it. And there is some value to be found there. And at the end of the day, they really didn't do anything wrong. Like I said, the chordal progression, it flowed well. It sounded good. It made sense. The rhythmic patterns, the syncopation, the subdivision work sounded really good. The guitar work, in particular, the guitar solos, whether they be soloing by themselves or soloing with each other with a harmonic duet, it was all done very cleanly. It was all done very accurately. If I'm being honest, it was also very repetitive. I mean, they played the same, they kept playing the same lines over and over and over again. And it's like, okay, well, I mean, you demonstrated you can do that. What else can you do? The vocals, if I'm being honest, I think the vocals were the highlight. If I'm being honest, they were the most varied. They were the least predictable. Every voicing on the stage, whether it be guitar, bass, drums, whatever, keyboard, whatever the case may be, the vocals were the one thing that I was not able to go, I knew he was going to do that. No, I did not. I mean, there were a couple times, yeah, but for the most part, I had no idea what he was going to do next. I had no clue. So I would say the vocals out of everything were probably the most impressive part of this song. The range, the projection, the power, the delivery, the pitch, the tone, they all sounded nice, really nice. And I have no issues whatsoever with anything the vocalist did. I think the vocalist did the best job out of everybody, if I'm being honest. Drumming was solid. It was absolutely solid. Nothing that really impressed me all that much. There were a couple of fills that kind of caught my ear, but that was pretty much it. Keyboards just filling out the sound. I mean, keyboards really wasn't doing anything to, raise my eyebrows or blow my skirt up. Same thing can be said for the bassist. Didn't really hear anything that really kind of blew my mind, but again, solid work. I mean, I don't have any complaints, so it's solid work across the board. I know this isn't the typical score I would give to Blind Guardian. Usually Blind Guardian is somewhere up in the 8s, but in this case, I don't see it. I just don't see the greatness of this song comparatively to some of the other songs that I've seen and heard from Blind Guardian. I just don't. And like I said, as far as the production goes, I think it was well done. Given the circumstances, I've seen way better computer graphics than this, but at the same time, part of me wonders maybe if they were doing that on purpose. Part of me wonders if they tried to make it as, 90s looking as possible, to make it look as cheese as possible, to make it look, for lack of a better word, as funny as possible, and get as many laughs as they possibly could. And I know people are going to go, well, what's so funny about that? Why is that a good thing? Why is making people laugh during a metal concert a good thing? Guys, it's entertainment. Take whatever entertainment value you can possibly get. If it's comedy, take it. Seriously, take it, because during that period of time, man, laughs were needed. Trust me, they were. And if they made this video for the purpose of getting laughs, then God bless them. Absolutely, God bless them, because mission accomplished. They did it. So, taking everything into account here, mostly like 98% of it was for the song. And like I said, I'm not taking the live show into account whatsoever. Now that 7.8 is really for the song more than anything else. So 7.8, I feel good with that score, and that's where we're going to stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have a 7.8, which is a really good skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B+ letter grade. Take your pick. I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, that did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.